The diag on campus has been home base for the pro-Palestinian protesters. You can see the encampment behind me, but earlier they took their chance to the big house.
Good morning! Welcome to the 2024 commencement!
It was a day they waited and worked for.
And all the final exams finally paid off.
One of honor and prestige, graduation at the University of Michigan.
To the indomitable class of 2024, you did it! Congratulations!
With the pomp and circumstance came protest.
Disclose! Divest! We will not stop! We will not rest!
About 50 graduates calling for the university to divest from companies with ties to Israel. The pro-Palestinian protest, a response to the ongoing conflict in Gaza and Israel. Above the big house, a banner in support of Israel reading "All Jewish Lives Matter." While the protesting students didn't want to talk on camera, their signs and chants conveyed their message. Police and faculty were prepared for this, helping to minimize the disruption while allowing the right for peaceful protest.
I think it was handled absolutely, well.
The crowd and fellow graduates had a mixed reaction.
I can't even hear what's going on with the graduation with this going on, I mean, a lot of these people, their senior year of high school, their graduation was during COVID, so they already had that ruined. And then now you got this going on too. I mean, it's like, give these people a break.
They have the right to protest.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
The university confirms there were no arrests during the commencement ceremony, and they told us they're happy with how everything went, wanting the focus to remain on the graduates and their achievements. Reporting from the University of Michigan campus, Jacqueline Francis, Local 4.
Of course there was no arrests. I mean, why would there be arrests? Why would they arrest those people? If they had red hats and they were screaming about whatever it is they think MAGA cult members will be screaming about, they would have been arrested freaking immediately. They'd still be sitting in jail somewhere. And like the kid in the first clip said, it is freaking shameful, man. And you got to feel for these graduates. One of the young guys they interviewed there, he had a really good point. A lot of these kids didn't get a high school graduation either because of the pandemic. And now this, man, what a wild world these young people have had to navigate, man. I mean, when you think about all the little things just individually, it's crazy. But here's what I kept thinking about. I imagine being those parents. Michigan is not a cheap school, even for in-state people. And can you imagine showing up to your kid's school and the beautiful diag that they've told you so much about, the big house, which is a football stadium? None of these places are safe from these crazy, crazy protesters, and literally no place is safe. I mean, no one is safe. One of those parents apparently was Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer, and honestly, it couldn't happen to a nicer person.
Genocide! How do you justify genocide? How do you justify genocide? How do you sleep at night?
Genocide. How do you justify?
What are you doing about Palestinian children?
I appreciate.
What are you doing about Palestinian students at the U of M?
I appreciate you raising your voice. I'm here to have a graduation meal with my daughter.
How do you? What about all of the children that are in mass graves? What about them?
Justify genocide.
Yeah, are you doing anything about it?
I mean, to answer the question, she sleeps like all evil people sleep, probably on a bed of rusty nails or something like that. And to answer the other question, what is she doing about Palestine? Absolutely freaking nothing. And she wouldn't do anything for them even if she could. But what do these wacky young people, what do these protesters even think that she can do? What do they think the governor of freaking Michigan can do to affect a war on the other side of the world being waged by a country defending itself from terrorists? I mean, what kind of magic do these people think politicians have? I mean, they give Joe Biden the same nonsense and they just don't get it, man. Aside from being a completely spineless coward and stopping the shipment of armaments and bullets, which is what he's doing now to Israel. Freaking, I still can't believe that he's done it and the news is barely covering it. Other than that, I mean, the guy has no power. The only world leaders that will listen to anything that Joe Biden has to say are the world leaders that are a part of his money laundering operation, allegedly. I mean, that's it. Nobody will listen to this guy. He has no power. He has no juice. Nobody cares what Joe Biden's got to say. They're not going to listen to him. But anyway, this video is not about Joe Biden. This is about the crazy people who seem to not even understand their own cause, man. Or they definitely don't understand the words they chant. Actually, they do understand. They know exactly what they're doing. But You know, they're ruining graduation for Michigan families and families all over the country at all kinds of different universities. And they're turning on their own. They're turning on their own in Governor Gretchen Whitmer and Joe Biden and all that. And, you know, just like Joe Biden, Gretchen Whitmer, she just sits there and she takes it because these people never learn. You know, once you create the crazies, you're never going to control them. And you can never, ever, ever be woke enough.